And welcome here to TalkFCB, and welcome back to the channel here today, guys, where we are going to be following on from my La Liga video just a few days ago, because we must continue to highlight the problems that FFP are bringing to this league. And today, we're going to be taking that a step further, and we're going to be making it a little bit fun, because I am actually going to be buying a jersey for every single club in La Liga who actually spent money this summer. Let's highlight the issue here, because what I mean by that, I'm looking for clubs who spent more on signings than they've brought in player sales. And for instance, in the Premier League, if I had to buy a jersey for every club that spent money, well, I'd have to take out a second mortgage for this challenge. But when it comes to La Liga, what is going to happen? Well, let's find out. Now today, to help highlight the issue, we are going to be using Coupert and their award-winning browser extension to basically help us here in this challenge keep the cost down as much as possible, because obviously I too have some FFP restrictions of my own here. And if you do enjoy the videos, if you like some of these newer concepts that you are seeing, please consider checking out Coupert. If you just follow the link down below, it is completely free, very easy to use, as you're going to see, and I absolutely believe that it will help you to save some money online. I really appreciate the support. And if we just start here with some context yet again, because the average spend per club in La Liga this summer was 34 million euros. That was the average spend per club. Now in the Premier League, if you took those same numbers, converted it there into pounds, that's 30 million euros. 19 out of the 20 Premier League teams spent more than the average in La Liga. Now, 17 out of the 20 spent double that amount. 16 out of the 20 spent triple that amount. I could go on. It is absolutely staggering. So who in La Liga actually spent anything? Because, for instance, did Alaves spend money? No, they didn't. Did Celta Vigo spend money? No, they didn't. Did Osasuna spend money? It's also a no. What about Girona? They didn't spend money either. How about Getafe? Now, does anybody actually buy Getafe jerseys? I don't want to, and luckily for me, they didn't spend any money either. There's Elche, also no. Levante, oh no. Mallorca, it's a no. Real Sociedad, no. Real Betis, no. Villarreal, no. Valencia, no. I fear I'm starting to repeat myself. What about Sevilla? Oh, yes, actually. Really? No, of course they didn't. They also didn't spend money. What about Espanyol? Thankfully, they also didn't spend any money. I do not want their jersey under any circumstances. And guess who saved me? It was Joan Garcia. Is there anything that man cannot save? So already there, you can see the sheer amount of clubs who, in terms of net spend, did not do anything. But okay, what about some of the clubs here who did spend a bit of money? Well, you've got Athletic Club, and what did they spend? 7.8 million euros net. Whoa, big spenders over here. But hey, that does mean I have to buy an Athletic Club shirt, which actually, guys, is easier said than done, because another thing that I learned here is that La Liga, oh, surprise, surprise, they do not market their products well. This is the official La Liga store. I mean, what's this selection? All I wanted was the traditional red and white home kit of Athletic. Okay, in the end, I've ended up with this, but with the help of Coupert, they did supply me with a seriously good discount code right here, and we got some cash back as well. So okay, one in the bag. We will take that if we have to. Then we have Atletico Madrid, who by La Liga standards went absolutely mental in the transfer window. They ended the summer with a net spend of 108 million, which may put them among the top spenders in La Liga, but in terms of the Premier League, that's actually the same amount that Brentford spent, who was 16th in the Premier League spending table.
Easy top three. If I'm not 16th!
But yeah, it still means we've got to go and get that Atleti jersey, which luckily for me was a little bit easier to find than the Athletic Club one. We actually had some decent choice here for the home jersey. I'm actually going through here a few of the old Atleti kits. They're reminiscing on some of these classic teams, but I mean, some of these prices, wow. Okay, I've settled on this from 2002 to 2003. This was actually Atleti's first season back in La Liga after 2 seasons away in the Segunda. That's crazy to think about now, but, you know, to be honest, with the way they're going, going at the start of the season, hey, Atleti, you might be in a bit of trouble. But okay, we've got another code here from Coupert. That gives us 10% off. Nicely applied there. Another one in the bag. Then there's Barca, who, because of the way we sold players for peanuts this summer, because again, we're in a very desperate situation, we did technically spend 4.5 million euros net. Although, if you think about it, guys, in terms of sell-on clauses and percentages of future sales, I think Barca actually ended up making a little bit more than we spent this summer. But yeah, like I say, let's just go ahead. Let's go ahead and buy the Barca jersey. Why not? And okay, that might not have actually been the most effective search ever, but hey, you can see what I'm going for. And what I would actually like here is the brand new Barcelona third jersey. I mean, look at it. It looks absolutely fantastic there. I do like the sort of classic total 90, running it back. I'm all about that sort of vintage style. And okay, we're on kit bag here, decent enough. I mean, the price is, what you'd expect. It's not exactly low when it comes to Barcelona, but let's see what Coupert can cook up for us here. I bet they've got something. Okay, we've got a lot of different coupons here. We've got a lot of high success rates as well. Things are looking good. What's this one here? It's the WBN-T9CEARO. I mean, what on earth is that? But look, okay, come on, let's see if this actually does something. We are going to insert this right here, apply. Look at that! That is incredible! How have they done that? Where have they got that code from? That is an unbelievable saving right here on the Barca kit. Get it in the bag, get checkout done. Thank you very, very much. And then there's Rayo, who despite, sadly, not actually signing a new pitch this summer, which they should have done, they still did end up with a 7.1 million euro net spend. Again, even those that did spend money, these are not big amounts. They simply didn't sell anyone for anything here, but it does mean we have to go and go and look for a Rayo Vallecano jersey, which I've got to be honest, given our last game against them, I wouldn't say I'm massively excited to do this, but let's have a look at the selection. And we do actually have pretty good one, I would say, actually. James Rodriguez, I'll take that. I do like, the cool players that you sort of associate with La Liga, with, sort of the golden days, you'd say, of the league. Right here, this is looking promising again. We're going back to classic football shirts, though, so unfortunately we won't be able to use the same discount code. We've already used that once already on the Atleti shirt, but we can bag some more cash back here with Coupert, and we can officially welcome Bond, James Rodriguez. But then comes the one I have been dreading. When I came up with this challenge, I wasn't looking forward to doing Real Madrid, because they did spend 167 million. And whoa, you think, that's crazy. They're the biggest spenders in La Liga. They're spending like crazy. That is still less than Nottingham Forest. It is still less than Sunderland. It is slightly more than Bournemouth and West Ham. We're talking about Real Madrid here. But it still means, unfortunately, they did spend a decent amount, and I have to go now and do the worst thing that you can imagine. So, okay, let's just get this out of the way. Let's just try and find something here that would be suitable. Okay, we could go with last season's. I mean, nobody said it had to be this season's shirt. Let's just try and get something. The cheapest option possible is what I am looking for. But I don't even want to do that. I don't even want to buy that. Let's have another look here at Real Madrid's fantastic collection. Just look at this. So original here. All the shirts are just, wow, they're so different. Actually, why don't we just get a kid's jersey? Nobody also said that it had to be a full adult one. Let's put this in the bag. Okay, what we have here is a bit of cash back on the shirt. Thank you there to Coupert again. And how about this? If you do have a small child who you'd like to send down the wrong path in life, just DM me. You can have this shirt. Give it to the child. Do whatever you want to do with it. Anything to just take it off my hands, please. Before then, Rayo Oviedo completes our list. The newly promoted side went out and spent 3.5 million euros. They brought nothing in. They're big spenders too, dear me. And let's see what's available for them. Now, this is one that I did actually do earlier. I had a bit of trouble with Rayo Oviedo, just finding obviously they're a new team in La Liga. It wasn't the easiest. As you can see right here, this is not what I'm looking for. I am not buying another one of those. Thank you very much. But then I came across this. Look at that. Santi Cazorla, Rayo Oviedo jersey. That is absolutely beautiful. But it actually gets better. I mean, check this out right here. It's already, in my opinion, there. For that, a really, really good price. We get to the checkout. Coupert is running all of the different coupons. We get 20% off. That is absolutely incredible. That has to be right here. The find of the day. I am so happy with that. Get it in the bag, come on! But in the end, guys, with all of the jokes and all of the fun put to one side here, what this all ultimately means is that only just 6 out of the 20 La Liga clubs spent actual money this summer. And if you remove the top 4 from last season, then you've only got just two clubs from the rest of the league that spent, who had a net spend that was higher than what they brought in. And we heard about these FFP restrictions were brought in to level the playing field, to give those other clubs a chance, those aside from the big ones. All it's done is handicap everyone. We have to keep talking about this. I will continue to bang on about this whilst there's still breath in my body. And a big thank you indeed today for Coupert for helping out and to enable me really to bring these new concepts and new different ideas to the channels. I really appreciate their help, and please do check out their completely free app. Download it below. It's going to help you out online. As you've seen today, some great discounts available. Let me know your thoughts down below, guys. Give me your feelings on what's happening in La Liga. I'll see you soon. But until next time, as always, Vesca, El Barca.